I haven't been on in a little while to talk to you guys about a little bit of this recruiting and what's going on in the world of recruiting 101. So I want to make sure that we are talking about this stuff, man, wholeheartedly. Um, want to make sure everybody is in tune with what's going on in the world of recruiting. Um, so as I wait for others to get in, um, wanted to just kind of find out what's happening with you, what's happening in the world, your world. Um, I will. Good. We're going online on Twitter. I'm trying to make sure we going on. Um, so funny you waiting on these platforms to go. I guess they'll happen when they happen. So uh yeah, we're going live here. Hello, I don't know who's out there today, but I wanna let's make sure we get this expanded. Live here. Hello, I don't know who's out there today. So I'll be able to watch myself a little bit. So I got some people in today. Want to give you kind of where recruiting is right now. If you are 22, 23, I can tell you right now, you are recruiting is happening every day. But I want to reiterate to parents, if you are continuing to wait, if you're in the 22 class for Power Five schools and different people to come for you right now that you have not had conversations with, gonna be pretty tough for you. Um, Junior college football, got a whole nother perspective on it as I've looked. Gonna share with you where the portal is today. I know the portal right now has about anywhere from what it started off July 1st with maybe about, I mean, literally about 4 to 8 kids. Now it's already up to about 300. And the new rule when it comes to the 25 plus 7 scholarships, understanding what that means. A lot of people looked at it and went, oh man, that's great. They're going to have 32 scholarships. They're going to have 25, which is a good thing that they're trying to do. The regular high school 25 or 25 that they have, plus 7 that they can go use in the portal, an additional 7 for kids that go in the portal, which would kind of give them the ability to still recruit 12 high school or 25 high school athletes and then go from there. So definitely want to make sure you understand that. Good to see you on, Dorian. I want to say to my local guys on the youth level, got to step the youth level up. Just was on a post a second ago, so I could talk to you guys about this. High school football, youth football, not the same anymore. I've been saying it for the last 2 or 3 years, trying to get you guys up to speed where we are in Bakersfield and across the country, really. You think it's about Friday night bands and cheerleading. It's not. It's about marketing, promotions, and making sure your sixth grader, 7th grader, 8th grader is being marketed, promoted, and put in the right position in high school to do the same for recruiting. Because recruiting now is all about marketing, social media. If your kid can play and you're trying to figure it out, great. But if nobody knows who he is, then it's a whole lost cause. And really figuring out where what high school manage, what expectation you want for college. If you're looking to be a Power 5 guy, what are you doing? Are you training? Are you doing the extra stuff? Are you running track and playing 7-on-7 and playing? Are you training during the season outside of not playing? You know, we got kids that are very good locally, but that's all they are. And they're good locally, They're not known on a regional or national, not even a state level. They're just known in their particular area, and that's it. So there's ways to getting to that next level. And if you're looking for that for your kid and wanting to do so, I'm talking to you a little bit about that from the perspective of recruiting services and what's out there. A lot of people like to say, oh, that's not something you need to use. Well, I can tell you right now, in the city of Bakersfield, where we have 22 high schools, in the class of 23, in the class of 2023, right at this particular moment for next season, recruiting is being done a whole year in advance. There's only 2 kids in 22 high schools in this entire area right now with Division I offers. Tyler Rogers, Grant Bucky. There's not another 23 in 22 high schools in our area that have offers from Division I and Power 5 schools. So that means there is thousands of high school student athletes right now playing that have not been put on college radars. And the question to you is, for those who say, well, you don't need a service, and you don't need to do this, and don't listen to this guy or that guy, what do you have for me, for my kid? Because there's a kid that is a junior being recruited, and my kid is in the same grade, same class, and they are working they want to play at this level, and no one is talking to them. They're not on any list. They're not anywhere. So we have 2 kids in the entire area, and it's because of marketing promotions, understanding where their names need to be, what camps they need to be invited to, where they're going to be going, the extra stuff that needs to be happening. And they go to two of the most storied high schools locally. So when people say, well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't. Okay, you tend to go with that. I'm going to go with the numbers. What's up, LP? I'm going to go with the numbers. Still talking this recruiting, man, trying to get parents on board. I have 30 kids in my service right now for this class, in the class of 22, 7 of which have already committed. Talked to a kid last night. He's getting very, very close. Ian's getting very close. We got some other kids. We got, 23, 22 more kids to go. And I'm trying to get this next class who thinks in the class of 23, something that's just going to happen by osmosis, and it's not going to happen just like that. So just want to kind of give you the mindset of what's going on in the 22 class of 2022 class right now. Right now, guys, the pandemic, I've said it before, has affected the way recruiting is going on this year and has been going on. If you've listened to watch college football, there are 6-year, 5th year, 6th year, and last night I heard the first time, 7-year seniors, guys that were able to come back because you had guys that were redshirted because of injury. They got a 5th year. You had another guy, he got it, he was able to do it because of the COVID and another year. These kids have been able to take away a scholarship from your kid. UCLA right now, 18 graduate transfers. If you're not factoring in the numbers. This recruiting is about numbers. If you're not factoring in graduate transfers from the portal, thinking that I'm going to go, then it's tough. It's tough for you to really wrap your mind around what's happening in this recruiting world. So you have to make sure that you are wrapping your mind around that, and the fact that your top 100 high school athletes are going to be the kids that are getting recruited, top 150, 180. Then your next group of guys that they're going to go after are going to be guys that are going to be in the transfer portal. They're not going to be kids in the high school up. So from every level, from your Power 5 schools, people go, hey, what's a Power 5 school? When you talk about a Pac-12, SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, those are your Power 5 conferences. Then your Mountain West conferences, they are looking for bounce backs from those schools that come to the Mountain West. From the Mountain West, your 1AA schools are looking for kids to come from there so they can take them. By the time they get to the high school level, those scholarship numbers have dwindled. Those 25 have gone down. Now, with that 7 that they just added, They can use those in high school, or they can use those right back in the portal. It all depends on where a coach is at. People are seeing the success of a guy, I'm using UCLA as an example, in Chip Kelly, who before the pandemic was a bubble guy. He goes and gets 18 grad transfers, makes his team a lot older and mature, and his team is winning games, and they'll win games, and they'll get to a good bowl game. And guess what Chip Kelly will do? He'll get another contract. And those older guys will be gone, and then he'll start that recruiting process again with maybe older guys to continue to win. So you have to understand that this recruiting game is about older kids winning right now. And if you're not in that top 100, what am I telling you to do as a class of 22? So my clients that may be listening, amen. He took 18 grad. He has 18 grad transfer. Now 18 of those, 18 graduate transfers, 18 not 18 grad, 18 what they call super seniors, which means he has, of those, there's probably 8 guys that got that year back that didn't go to the NFL, and another 10 guys he got with his portal guys mixed in there. Yeah, it's something like 18 super seniors are on that UCLA team. It's crazy. And so that's where guys are like, UCLA is really, those are not a whole lot of freshmen, a lot of young guys playing. They are playing. They're mixing them in there, which gives them that depth, which gives him that opportunity to win. Why do we talk about that? As a parent or somebody talking to somebody about recruiting, that's something you should be saying. You need to understand the numbers. The numbers will tell you really where your kid, if a school's really recruiting you, where you should be at in the recruiting process. A lot of times, guys aren't asking the right questions about numbers or what have you. If you are 22 and we are sitting on the brink of October, we're sitting at October right now. December 15th is signing day, early signing day. If you're not having major conversations about numbers and where I am, and you haven't visited and went to a game and a coach invited you an email and you're having conversations, gonna be very, very tough for you to tell me right now that you're a Power 5 mid-major guy if you're not having those conversations, Division I guy. The next thing, when we talk about Division II, I talk to parents all the time about it. Division II guys are going for older guys, JC guys, because they are a win right now guys, right? So you got to really find those programs that are still going to be recruiting high school players, even on the Division II level. It is usually about a 50-50, 60-40 junior college to high school graduate transfer or bounce back deal with your Division II schools, because those coaches are trying to win their next level mid-major job by winning on that level. So you have to understand, it's not just, I'm gonna go D2. If he can't go D1, we'll just go D2. Doesn't mean it doesn't just go that way, right? And I talked to so many that feel like, if I don't go D1, we'll just go D2, like it's that easy. So you have to understand, if you go back, do what we call a roster search. Go check out a school you may like that's Division II. Read the roster. Look at how many bounce backs there are. Matter of fact, we'll do one right now. Because we don't have any Division II schools in. We don't have any Division II schools right now in California, because what happened with Humboldt State and those guys right now. I like to pretty much give you guys an opportunity to do that. They show you how to do a roster search and do that, and do a roster search with that. Okay, and really show you one of the rosters, and one I'll just go Dixie State football roster, so you can see, high school wise, what that really looks like, right? I want to show what that really looks like, because it's not it's really not something that you would think that, oh yeah, I could just go Division II. So when you look at it, let me grab this for you. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at Dixie State, which soon to be Utah Tech. Yeah, they're changing their name. So when you look at this roster, Dixie State is a 1AA, 1AA school. They're playing in a Big Sky Conference. Well, when you look at it, Jalen Powell, Snow College. You got Devin. So you got, one kid that came from Snow, another one from Culver City, College of the Siskiyous, JC, Marietta Valley, Pineview, Coffeyville, JC. He also went to BYU, Snow College, Arizona State. So high school, Central High School, I know. I go my man Kwali Colony. Upland High School, 2 high school. We still 4 college guys. Okay, 3 high school, 4 high school, 5 high school. UNLV. Got it. Franklin High School, high school, high school. Moore Park, high school. UTEP, Bingham High School, Grace Prep, Texas, University of Colorado, Pittsburgh High, Upland High, Marietta, Snow College, Azusa Pacific, Snow College, Citrus Valley High, high school, Scottsdale College, Snow College, Weber State, Sky Ridge, Culver City, Arizona State, Desert Pines, Deanna State, Snow College, San Mateo College of San Mateo, Western High College. So you get the idea, so you understand that when we're talking about this, literally, guys, I can tell you, when you think about, that's a 1AA school that was recently, it was Division II, right? Yeah, I know Devin from Culver City, Jaggers from Culver. Number of Culver City players are playing there as well. So you want to make sure that guys, you guys understand that even in that, I was on this other site last night, and when you look, that's a Division I AA program. But when you look at some of these Division II schools, you're looking at some of the same situations with D2 schools, right? But there's some opportunities there for you to be able to really, and I'll share this screen with you as well. I don't know why I went over there and did that. So here's division2.com, division2football.com. And when I look at it, I don't know why, I looked at Dixie State being the closest 1AA. I forgot it went to 1AA and not Division II anymore. But you look at Colorado Mesa. Here's Colorado Mesa football program, Division II, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, great conference to play football in. When you look at their roster, I pull their roster up as well. And I'm staying Colorado, Utah, because there's going to be California kids. And the first thing you look up and you see right out the gate, West LA College, Glendale CC, Lafayette, Louisiana Lafayette, Bowling Green, Abilene Christian, okay? Liberty, Piona, Chaffee College, South Dakota State, New Mexico, Pine Creek, Cherry Creek. So you look at these guys here, and I think D. Holmes, my little nephew, is up here at Mesa State. Well, you look at these schools, and you just think, oh, my kid can just go D2. Their first option is usually an older kid that can help them win right now. There's really no there's learning curve, so to speak, that kids gonna get to come in. And there he is, Derek Holmes Jr. Here he is. He's a redshirt junior, Newberry Park, University of Arizona. He's here. So when you start thinking about that those are viable options, but you have to understand that those coaches as well are looking at kids to help them win right now. An older kid, been in a college setting, a program already. So you want to make sure that you if you're not working with somebody, again, yes, I'm going to plug California Recruits, because this is what we do, and try to sit down and talk with parents that it's not just, oh, I'm just going to go do that. The other thing is your preferred walk-on situation. A lot of you guys are understanding right now with the preferred walk-on situation that's going on now is that this last class with COVID, they weren't even allowing kids to walk on because they didn't have the roster spots until January of 2022, because they weren't going to have all those guys stay in there. Stay in there. Not going to have all their guys stay in as far as the roster spots are go, they were over full with roster spots. So you want to make sure that you're tackling every avenue. D2, understand that right now in a lot of ways, and I always tell you guys, make sure that you maintain your recruiting and you stay in control of it. And the only way that you stay in control of your recruiting, and the only way you stay in control of your recruiting, is that you manage the expectation and you look at every level. If you're not going to look at every level, then you're going to be put in a position where you feel like, oh, well, I don't know what they don't see and coaches are tripping. No. Now, as they say, stuff rolls downhill. Every level of football is good. I just showed you a number of Division I guys that went to 1AA, number of Division I guys that have gone to D2, and they're trying to find those guys who probably there was either something happened in high school or at that college, coaching change, kid didn't develop fast enough. They're still going to take that kid because in their mind, they see Derek Holmes, 5'7", quick, really fast kid, did well at Newberry Park, had some coaching changes at U of A. He wants to come to our school. He's a D1 guy. They're going to give that kid opportunity. Here, not in a bad way, but what high school kid did he jump over to get that scholarship? Probably another good high school kid who just didn't get that opportunity because there's another guy. So what am I telling you is that you have to make sure that you're overturning every stone, whether it be D3, that you understand the financial aid packages that are available to you, that if your kid is a 3.0, 3.5 or better, guess what? There may be a Division III package that might be great for your kid, but you got to sit down and not shun it and go, oh, they don't give athletic scholarships. Well, guess what? I have a school called St. Scholastica in Minnesota. Everybody's not going to go, hey, I'll go to St. Scholastica, right? But at the end of the day, school costs about $40-something thousand, great education. You have a kid I had a kid go there, 3.3 GPA or whatever. The amount of money they gave him on that $40,000 was about $37,000 to go to that particular school. His parents didn't have to pay. He's got his degree. No, he's not playing in the NFL. He didn't go to Canada. He's in the mortgage industry. He's making a ton of money and he's happy. And he has his degree. And he moved from Minnesota to Seattle having a great time. The problem is that we have to stop, and I'm not going to preach, but we have to stop creating this thing that if you don't go D1, D2, you're not going to get an opportunity at the NFL, and you're not going to do this. If you go NAIA, it's going to cost this. You got to understand, there's a boatload of kids who did not in the JC level right now. They thought, hey, I'm just going to go to JC and I'm going to get out. So here's my next thing for you parents. If you think you're going to take the JC route, Make sure your kid is a qualifier out of high school if you think you're going to leave in 1 year. There's a ton of people who still didn't do clearinghouse information. You still want to make sure that out of high school, you are cleared as an NCAA clearinghouse, that you have been qualified to play Division I sports, and you did it out of high school, even if you go JC. Because if you decide to leave after 1 year, you're good. You've already done that. If you haven't done it, you stay 2 years, you're going to have to get your AA degree. If you struggled already, if you plan on playing Division I, and you got to do it with your AA with at least a 2.5, so you can go on into the next level. Here's the deal. Now, when you get bounce backs, they're bouncing back D1 to JC, D2 to JC, 5-star to JC. Watching the kids right now, they're coming into the junior college level. And now that high school kid that said, well, I'm going to go here 1 year and I'm out. Here comes a 2-year bounce back or a 1-year bounce back, 5-star bounce back, who automatically is going to get on the field. And whether that kid, you might say, he's not better than my son, and he's just playing. He just came from a university. And guess what? His little star rating and who he is sometimes is giving him more opportunity than your kid. And guess what? That's a wasted year. So what am I saying again? You need to really look at, you may end up going to an NAIA or Division II school anyway. So if those schools are recruiting you in high school, please make them a viable option for your kid. Go visit that school, get on a plane, go see it. No, it's not sexy. It's not easy. Finding out about these prep schools. I was hoodwinked as well, right? Sycamore, Bishop Sycamore, and so many schools. Is your kid in that? Right now is the time before you get in October to really nail down what direction am I going? Am I a D3 NAIA guy? Let's really look at it. College football is what you want to do, and you want to play, have a great college experience, get your degree, and do what you need to do, then that's what I need to do. I'm trying to go to the league, and I feel like I got to go to this school to do it. No, that's not necessarily true, okay? So you want to make sure you're doing all the right things right now over the next few months, because if you're not doing those things, you're going to find yourself in a position. You're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to be at the end of this. So early signing day, December 15th, December 15th, next signing day in February, if you're going to go Division I. And then after that, you can sign in D2, or you can sign all the way into April. But those are the early signing day, and the national signing day is in February. If you go NAIA or any of that, you can sign before, you can sign in April. It doesn't matter. But you need to be doing your homework up front now. And if you're not doing that now, again, applications, apply to these schools. Some of you guys, you need a list. One of the things we do at California Recruits, we're giving you a list. If there's 3 or 4 schools, there's a number of different things. I did this last night. It was a great thing that I was able to do. Right now, last year, everybody was having a tough time dealing with COVID. So there were a lot of virtual college tours that were designed and made, and they were put on YouTube, and some of the colleges have their special way of doing it through. So last night I went on a number of college tours for myself, just to be able to see. I wanted to see some of the schools, myself. I don't get out to get to see a lot of the schools. So I went to one that coach is doing really well. He's offered a few of our kids, and I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what it looked like, and what it was, and kind of where the college actually sat. I looked at the football program. I looked at the campus tour. I did it. And it's absolutely, it's pretty amazing that you have a lot of free avenues in order for you to be able to look at a lot of these schools and get some tours and see, what they're doing. All right.
Fresno Pacific University, possible happens here. And
sorry about that, guys. So yeah, just kind of went and did that tour last night, and it was good. It was really, really informative. Is that Jagger? Oh, okay. Oh, from Culver City. Yep. Yeah, because I wanted to tell you guys, like this school actually, I think there's a kid from Formula for Speed that is visited this particular St. Thomas, and want to tell you about this particular school.
Where you're able to come answer any of the questions you may have regarding
Is
Thomas.
Division III school
Colony
turned
has your
Division
own
I AA. Now they're in the league. They'll be in San
based on what
Diego
high
this
school that
week
you
playing
currently
University of San
attending. So
Diego.
definitely build that relationship.
And so
with them, call them,
beautiful
and have them
campus,
answer your questions,
amazing
and get them
academics to
person,
get
and
into
then
this
they
school.
can advocate for you
I
while
would
you're
tell
studying.
you, you can go on YouTube and look at it. It's in Minnesota. But it's a 1 AA, brand new Division I AA school. Was Division III, now 1 AA. Great program. One the wide receiver coach is from Compton, Coach Dobson. Really, really good dude. Trying to get a connection with LA. So 3.2, 3.3 or better. Looking for a school. Really, really good program. It's in St. Paul, Minnesota. St. Thomas is the name of school in St. Paul, Minnesota. Part of Minnesota. So yeah, so definitely can go on a number of again virtual tours. You can type that in there. I typed in University of St. Thomas football. You can kind of look at the highlights from just this is a while ago. Shows you there, that's the 11th, 9/11 they played Tech University. So we do a number of different things. Sit here and watch and look at the type of offense they run. Does it fit your kid? You can do some of the homework on your own that'll help in this process. So again, parents, there are a number of different things that you can do to help in that process. Yeah. And so, so a lot of good information for you to be able to do this virtual tours, and you could do that with any school. You also, again, we'll sit down with you and go over a list of things that are going on. All right. I talked to you a little bit about junior college. Junior college, again, viable choice in California. I will tell you, but at the end of the day, the transfer portal is going to trump the numbers of junior college and guys that are ready. If you decide to go to junior college, you must be. And I will tell you, in order for you to go, there is a numbers game that they like to do. If you are what they call a 4-for-3 guy, a guy that has 4 years to play 3, which means you still have your red shirt, and 3 years, which means you came out of high school, you played a semester, you were a qualifier, and you were go. Those are the guys that are going to be able to be taken from the junior college level first. When they come in December and January to say, can you come to school in January in the winter? Are you a 4-for-3? Meaning, do you still have your red shirt and 3 years to play? Great, because we're trying to take an older guy. We're trying to take an older guy that has 4 years, still has a red shirt, in case he gets injured, in case we have a learning curve. We can redshirt that kid and he's still good and you don't lose anything. When you will become a 2-for-2, you got 2 years to play, 2 years of school, 2 years to play, 3-for-2 guy are good. So you learn these terms and learn these numbers, then that's what makes you valuable. You have to make sure that you are a qualifier coming out. If you're a guy that goes to JC for 2 years and you get your AA and you still have a red shirt and you're a 3-for-2 guy, just know you're probably going to be, you got to be a JC All-American. You're probably going to have to be a guy, 1 AA guy. You still can go D1, but that's what it's going to be. And you got to pick the right school. Everybody likes to argue this point about it doesn't matter what high school and it doesn't matter what. It matters. Believe me, in a lot of senses, it matters. So on the JC level in California, If you stay in California, you want to play at a level where you know that there's going to be a ton of. I was just at the Mount Sac Bakersfield game, RCC. I'm looking at these schools, the vast differences in coaching styles, the size of the guys, who you're playing with, all those things. And I sat there with University of Nevada. I sat there. There are a ton of coaches out there. But again, they're looking for 4-for-3 guys that can go in and go and lead. You go to your local school, make sure. I think somebody was just telling me Southwest doesn't one of the most beautiful fields in Southern California, right in LA, doesn't even have a team. El Camino, great program, has been a great program over the years, been really good. Do your homework on that school and then make sure you're on the field. If you plan on being a guy that's going to leave in 1 year, you got to be on the field. You know, it's back to, you don't have any film, but from high school and you've been doing this in a year, what do you have? Yeah, West Side. I don't know. I don't know if West LA, if they're still viable program. I haven't heard anything about West LA, but if it's a good program, go sit and talk with the coach. Look at who's being getting out, making sure that you're going to be on the field playing on a pretty good junior college football. But make sure, more than important, that the classroom stuff is right. And lastly, parents. I know a lot of schools are telling you that they are what's called test optional with the SAT. I will tell you right now, if you can take the test, take the test. It is a trap, because what I'm getting from a lot of schools right out the gate is I'm getting a lot of people saying stuff like, oh, well, we would love to take him. It came down to him and another guy. You're dealing with admissions. Admissions has a way of, if the college coach can't pull a string because a kid has an SAT score, that makes that. So do not do yourself a favor by not falling for you don't even have to have a test. Just, if they're really recruiting you and they tell you that, let them tell you that, but make yourself actually marketable and valuable by having a test score. It will help you in the long run, because if you end up not going to that school, you can say, at least I have. If they tell you, oh, we're not even going to use it, great, but I got it. At least I have it, right? The only benefit for 21 is that they didn't need a test. Everybody else needs it. Absolutely. So you want to make sure you're going to, you take the test. Okay. So I want to make sure of that. All right. So 22, 23s. I'm going to say this to you now. You parents that are not doing anything, it is the most recruited class. The college coaches are in love with the 23 class. If you are not a kid already having conversations with schools right now after your 5 game and you are a junior playing on varsity and you're trying to get some buzz, please, 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 please. Don't have to be with me, but I will tell you, contact somebody that is going to help you with the recruiting process. Number 1, you need an online presence. We need to be able to find out who you are. Your film is good and you're playing and you're putting up stats and you're wondering why, because it's not going in front of, yes. You ask why are they? I think what has happened, Crump, the 23 class, as we came out of 19 to 20 with COVID, it skewed the numbers, and they're saying they can go back to, it's going to kind of flip itself back to regular spring ball and all of the things that they want to do. And so because of it, it's made that class really, really, they looked at it differently, and it made that class look really, really good from the perspective of, we're going to get back to normal. Yeah, it's the first class back to normal. and there's some really good kids in that class. And 22, they felt like wasn't as good. I talked to University of Washington, a couple schools said they think 23 is probably one of the first classes that may be nearing as good as that 18, maybe. I think it was 18 or 17 or 18 for California as a whole. So if you're not and you're on that bubble, it is a very, very high recruited class, and you want to make sure that you're working with somebody that is helping you in the process of the 5 most important things as I go. Online presence, making sure your video is good. Your huddle video is right. Some of you guys still 3-minute huddle at the midway point. What are you gonna have? A 6-7 minute huddle after 10 games? No, coaches aren't gonna watch it that long. So right now your huddle should be about 1.5 minutes. If it's 2 minutes, you must be a quarterback or somebody that has just tore it up, and you don't still have to put every touchdown on there. Okay, so that your huddle is good. Your third thing is 1 second is making sure you have the right list and you're going after the right schools. Your 4th thing is making sure that you're emailing, talking to coaches, doing the right stuff 4 times a day, 4 times a week, twice a day on social media, making sure you're doing what you need to do, and then go from there. Okay. And we go from there. So California Recruits, carecruits.com. You can find me on Facebook. If you want more information, you want to do a one-on-one, talk a little bit about recruiting with your kid,